Why this matters. On a quiet night in a small Ohio town, something happened that's still whispered about over coffee in kitchens. 71-year-old Harry Collins went to bed as usual, kissed his wife Edna on the cheek, adjusted his glasses on the nightstand, smiled at the photo of his grandchildren's graduation. By morning, he was gone. No warnings, no urgent calls from doctors. Just life, like a candle in the wind, quietly flickering out. Old age is not a disease, Hippocrates once said, but it demands wisdom. Harry's story is a reminder. After 70, our bodies become like antique violins. Every string, the heart, lungs, blood vessels, needs gentle tuning. And sometimes it's the small habits, the notes we play before bed, that break the harmony. You might ask, why me? I'm doing everything the same as always. Here's what Edna, Harry's widow, says. He ate late, loved a slice of hot apple pie before bed. He'd say, life's too short to deny yourself the little things. But one day, those little things added up to a dangerous equation. Don't be afraid. This story isn't about endings, it's about beginnings, about turning night from a foe into an ally. As Benjamin Franklin warned, late to bed and late to rise makes a man poor and unhealthy. He was right, especially for those over 70. Imagine your body at night as a moonlit garden. The roots, your health, are hidden, but this is when they soak up moisture to bloom by morning. What if, instead of water, you poured vinegar into the soil? That's what harmless habits do: late meals, an extra cup of tea, a too warm blanket. But there's good news. Take Marilyn, Harry's 76-year-old neighbor. She survived 2 heart attacks but now dances at her grandson's wedding. Her secret? I learned to listen to the quiet whispers of my body before sleep, she says. This video is your flashlight in the dark. No scary statistics or harsh rules, just simple stories, science-backed tips, and wisdom that wraps around you like a warm blanket. Remember, aging isn't a battle, it's a dance. As Saint-Exupéry wrote, perfection is achieved not when there's nothing left to add, but when there's nothing left to take away. Let's remove the unnecessary for the sake of mornings that will always come. Get ready to hear what doctors don't say but wise elders know, because every sunset deserves a sunrise, and yours is no exception. Next chapter, the first habit quietly stealing your strength. Are you ready to uncover it? Habit 1. Late heavy dinners. Imagine night as a quiet dock worker repairing your body's ship. Now picture this. Instead of letting them work in peace, you load the cargo hold with heavy sacks of sand. That's what a late dinner does. Take Robert McLeod, a 73-year-old retired teacher from Arizona. He loved family dinners, steak with potatoes, a slice of chocolate cake, then the couch and television. Life's too short to count calories, he'd laugh. But one night, Robert woke to a crushing pressure in his chest, like an elephant sitting on his ribs. Doctors found the cause. His heart, instead of resting, had fought all night to manage the aftermath of that heavy meal. We are what we eat, but even more when we eat, said my friend's wise Irish grandmother, Maggie. She lived to 102, and her secret was simple. Dinner should be like a bird light and gone early. Now meet Roger, Robert's neighbor. Roger loved midnight snacks, ham sandwiches, handfuls of chips, a glass of soda. One night, he choked in his sleep. His wife Judy heard him gasping and rolled him onto his side just in time. That was my wake-up call, Roger says. Now after 6, it's water and prayers like a monk. Why is this dangerous? Your stomach at night is like a hibernating bear. Wake it with heavy food and it'll growl acid, hurl bile, while your heart strains to pump blood to your gut instead of oxygenating your brain. Doctor Emily Parker from the Mayo Clinic explains, after 70, digestion slows by 30%. Food that once took 4 hours to digest now takes 6. Going to bed full is like leaving a car engine idling all night. But there's hope. Look at Barbara, an 80-year-old from Florida. She swapped late dinners for an evening wisdom ritual. 6 p.m., salmon with broccoli or chicken broth. 8 p.m., a cup of chamomile tea with honey. 9:30 p.m., 2 almonds, just as her long-lived grandmother taught. Now, I sleep like a baby. Barbara smiles, and greet mornings with song, not heartburn. Wisdom tip: if the fridge calls at night, ask yourself, is this hunger or loneliness? Often, cravings mask a longing for warmth. Instead of a sandwich, pick up a book, call a grandchild, or play old records. As Confucius said, "He who knows when he has enough is rich." Your body isn't a trash can, it's a temple. Treat it with reverence, especially when the moon lights its lanterns. Ready to uncover the habit masquerading as a harmless glass of water? The next story will surprise you. Habit number 2, too much liquid before bed. Think of your bladder like an old rubber balloon. Back in the day, it stretched and bounced back with ease. But as we age, that elasticity fades. Now even a small sip of water before bed can turn your night into a marathon of bathroom trips. Take Ellen Carter, a 78-year-old grandmother from Texas. She loved her evening rituals: a cup of peppermint tea at 8, a glass of water at 9 to flush the kidneys, just like her mother used to say. But every night, Ellen woke up 2 or 3 times. By morning, she felt drained. Her memory started slipping, forgetting her grandkids' names, losing her glasses in the fridge. Her doctor surprised her with a simple question: "How much are you drinking after 6?" Ellen cut back on her nighttime tea. A month later, she was remembering all her great-grandkids' birthdays again. Water is life, sure, but even the sun knows when to set. After 70, our kidneys slow down like tired old clockmakers. They don't filter fluids as quickly as they used to. And the bladder? It's like an overfilled rowboat. It sends out an SOS at the slightest ripple. Remember John, a 75-year-old fisherman from Maine. He liked to wind down with a mug of beer before bed. One night, rushing to the bathroom, he tripped on a rug and broke his hip. A year of rehab, pain, the fear of a wheelchair. Now, John jokes, "My beer moved to lunch. At night, I drink air." Why it's dangerous. 1. Falls. Darkness, drowsiness, and urgency are a dangerous mix. According to the CDC, 1 in 3 seniors falls at least once a year. 2. Heart strain. Jumping out of bed causes sudden blood pressure spikes. Dr. Susan Leroy from the Cleveland Clinic calls it like revving a cold engine. 3. Brain fog. Interrupted sleep reduces melatonin, the hormone that protects your brain from dementia. Tips from those who outsmarted the habit. Martha, 82, a retired teacher. "I drink like a camel. 2 glasses in the morning, soup at lunch, last sip by 5. After that, I just rinse my mouth if it feels dry." Steve, 76, a gardener. "I swapped my evening coffee for warm milk with turmeric. I sleep like a rock now, and my blood pressure's steady." Pro tip: keep a small thermos of room temperature water by your bed. If you wake up thirsty, take 2 tiny sips, no more. An old native saying goes, "The river doesn't drink its own water." Your body isn't a river, it's the shore. Let it rest from the tides at night. Now, imagine this. You're sleeping peacefully. The moon drifts outside your window. Your heart beats like a steady metronome. What stands between you and that calm? The next habit: a quiet thief, stealing your health in the disguise of comfort. Habit number 3, an overheated bedroom. Imagine your body at night as a quiet, glowing stove. It gives off just enough warmth to keep things comfortable. But what happens if you throw in too much firewood? Sparks? Smoke? Maybe even a fire? That's what overheating does to your body after age 70. Take Florence Whitman, an 83-year-old grandmother from Michigan. She loved feeling cozy wool socks, a thick down comforter, and a space heater right by the bed. "Winters here are like living in a fridge," she'd say, cranking the thermostat up to 78 degrees. But one morning, Florence was found on her bedroom floor. Her face was pale, her pulse weak. Doctors explained the heat had caused dehydration, and her already tired heart couldn't take the extra stress. "I thought warmth was safe," she said. Now, her bedroom feels more like a mountain cabin, cool, fresh, with a light wool blanket on the bed. "Sleep is the balm of hurt minds," Shakespeare once wrote. But after 70, that balm evaporates faster. Your body, like an old thermostat, doesn't regulate temperature as well. Sweat glands slow down, blood vessels stiffen. Even mild heat turns the night into a sauna. Dr. Michael Ross from Harvard says it's like trying to fall asleep next to a hot stove. The heart beats faster, blood thickens, and instead of resting, the brain fights to survive. Why it's dangerous? 1. Heart strain. Overheating forces the heart to work like a car climbing uphill. The risk of heart attack jumps by 30%, especially in the early hours of sleep. 2. Brain fog. Temperatures above 70 degrees reduce melatonin production. The result? You wake up exhausted, like you've been hauling boxes all night. 3. Breathing trouble. Dry air from heaters can irritate the lungs, making snoring and sleep apnea worse. The sweet spot? Keep your bedroom at 66 to 68 degrees, just like Frank, 75, a retired mountaineer from Colorado. He knows the secret. Sleep in cool air. Warm up with movement. I do 5 minutes of stretching before bed, and I'm warm even without a blanket. Tips from those who made peace with the thermostat. Laura, 79, an artist. I traded my heavy comforter for a layered set-up cotton quilt plus a light throw. If I get hot, I peel off a layer like an onion. Jack, 81, a veteran. I air out the bedroom for 10 minutes before bed. Even in winter, the fresh air hits like a mountain stream and clears out the stuffiness. Pro tip: place a small lavender sachet on your pillow. The scent calms the mind, and the cool fabric helps your skin breathe. There's an old Eastern saying, "The best pillow is a cool breeze." Remember those childhood nights when the window was cracked open and the stars peeked through the curtain? That's real rest. Now ask yourself, what else is stealing your peace under the disguise of comfort? The next habit hides in the most natural position of all. Habit number 4, sleeping in the wrong position. Picture your body at night as a river. When you sleep on your back, the current slows down, water gets stagnant, and debris starts to collect at the bottom. But when you roll onto your side, the current flows again, bringing life to every cell. That's exactly how sleep position works after age 70. Take Jonathan Brooks, a 76-year-old grandfather from Oregon. He always slept flat on his back, arms spread out like a starfish. It just felt comfortable, he said. But one night, his daughter Lisa heard him stop breathing for 20 seconds, then gasp like he was coming up for air. The diagnosis? Sleep apnea. The doctor said my tongue was blocking my throat like a cork in a bottle, Jonathan recalls. Now he sleeps on his side. With a body pillow he calls his sleep bouncer. It keeps him from rolling over. Sleeping on your back after 70 is like driving on flat tires, explains Dr. Karen Mitchell from Stanford. In this position, 1. The heart works harder, pushing blood uphill. 2. The lungs get compressed like an accordion, lowering oxygen levels. 3. Snoring turns into a chainsaw, waking not only your partner, but your own adrenal glands, flooding your body with stress hormones. Now meet Martha, 79, a retired librarian from Vermont. She used to wake up with headaches and doze off over books during the day. Her doctor suggested a simple experiment: sleep on her left side with a pillow between her knees. 1 week later, Martha joked, "It feels like I moved from a basement to a penthouse. My head's clear and my heart steady as a clock." Why the left side? The heart gets more space and doesn't have to fight pressure from other organs. Digestion improves. Stomach acid is less likely to rise into the throat. The spine aligns better, easing back pain. Tips from those who trained their bodies to sleep smarter. Henry, 84, a former construction worker. "I roll up a towel and tuck it behind my back. If I turn over, it nudges me like a guilty conscience." Edith, 77, a gardener. "I keep a pillow between my knees and a small one under my belly. I feel like a caterpillar in a cocoon, safe and snug." Pro tip: sew a pocket into the back of your pajama top and place a tennis ball inside. If you roll onto your back, the ball will remind you wrong way. Leonardo da Vinci once said, "A well-spent day brings happy sleep." But after 70, a well-spent day begins with the right sleep posture. Your body isn't a pile of rocks, it's a finely tuned instrument. Let it play a melody of health, not a symphony of exhaustion. Now close your eyes and imagine waking up with a clear head, a strong heartbeat, and a smile in the mirror. What's the final piece of the puzzle? The last chapter where ancient wisdom meets simple solutions. The wisdom of age is awareness. Think of your life as a garden where every plant needs something different. Some crave sunlight, others bloom only in the shade, and a few wait for rain to show their colors. After 70, this garden becomes more delicate, but that's exactly when the most tender, wise flowers begin to bloom. Remember Harry, the man from Ohio whose story started this whole journey. His wife Edna recently shared something beautiful. "I move dinner to 5 o'clock, sleep on my left side, and open the window before bed. Now I dream like I did when I was young, vivid, and full of hope." Harry may be gone, but his story planted seeds that grew into a new path for others. "Aging is like climbing a mountain," wrote philosopher George Santayana. "The higher you go, the stronger the wind, but the wider the view. And that view is only visible to those brave enough to take one more step." Like Frank, 85, from California. He swapped his evening tea for warm lemon water and now jokes, "My bladder sleeps better than I did at 20. Fear is a bad advisor, but care is a loyal friend that whispers, "Let's try again." You don't have to change everything. Start with one small step. Instead of a glass of water by your bed, place a banana. Take one blanket off. Roll onto your side and hug a pillow. Choose one habit. Today, right now. Not the perfect one, just the easiest one. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "Do the best you can today. Save the good for tomorrow." Share this video with someone like Florence in Michigan who buries herself under 3 blankets, or your neighbor who raids the fridge at midnight. Maybe it'll become your shared secret to a longer life. Subscribe to the channel. You won't just find tips, you'll find fireside conversations. Warm, honest, and filled with real stories from people just like you. The Navajo people once said, "To grow old is to become the wind that knows all the paths." Your life isn't a number, it's a collection of sunrises you met in peace with yourself. Every night is a chance to let your body rest. Every morning is a reason to say, "I'm here, I'm grateful, I matter." Sleep peacefully, wake up with ease, and remember, the most beautiful gardens grow where they are loved with patience and care. Until next time, under the whisper of stars and the wisdom of the night.